This is an excerpt from Peter Ralston's new book, Ending Unnecessary Suffering, coming out in March of 2025. I notice that most people seem to be far less aware of what's going on around them than they think. For example, in a store, often it seems people focus on the task in front of them and don't perceive others or objects in motion around them. I have been known on more than one occasion to see the lack of awareness in someone about to turn or move in a direction that will collide with another person or otherwise gum up the works, and so I will casually reach out and tap their shoulder, thus ensuring their attention broadens. In this way, a crash or a challenging or embarrassing encounter is avoided. In such cases, I usually just slide on by and the other really doesn't know where the touch came from, but the problem is solved. Awareness can apply across the board in our experience. There are many domains of awareness. Being aware of the environment all around us, aware of the purpose of any activity or object, aware of the whole body and how our bodies work, aware of our own internal states and our patterns of behavior or reactions, and so on. There are many benefits to increasing awareness. When we increase our awareness of any aspect of life, we are more accurate and inclusive in our assessments, and so more effective in relating to what is there. We're not just aware of what's around us, but what the purpose is for any activity, what is wanted and needed, and so on. We are also more enabled to know what is happening in our bodies, and more sensitive to subtle changes or influences. This body awareness has many benefits: increased balance, coordination, skill, more efficient movement, and so on. Being aware of our minds and emotions certainly allows us a much better way to cope with difficult stuff and better manage our experience. Clearly, our degree of awareness in life makes our relationship to it effective or not. And yet, when it comes to managing our daily living, we often get bogged down in so many subjective, conceptual, and social activities that our present awareness of anything objective is diminished. So it's useful to at least revisit from time to time this tendency to lose objective awareness, and instead focus on increasing our awareness of the present, and perhaps make this an ongoing practice, because we tend to slip unknowingly into being less aware of the present moment than we could be. Long ago, I had a friend who lived in the mountains off the grid. I would visit him for a few days at a time, and coming from the big city, my mind would be racing as a matter of course. The pace in the mountains seemed excruciatingly slow. But over a few hours I would calm down, and in a day or two manage to simply sit on a log and watch a butterfly for quite some time. The shift seemed forced to begin with, but as my mind became focused to the physical and present reality before me, I really appreciated the shift, and I'm sure it was good for me. Awareness isn't consciousness. Through awareness alone, we aren't conscious of the nature of anything, nor are we more conscious of relative truths. But by being more aware, a door opens to greater consciousness should we seek it. When we contemplate, we almost always become much more aware and sensitive to our environment, bodies, and internal state, because we are concentrating for longer than normal periods of time on the present moment, and this produces an increase in awareness. As we steadily inquire and open up to experience whatever is true in this moment, there is nowhere for our attention to go but onto whatever we are aware of. As we probe into this moment, attempting greater consciousness, a side effect of this effort is an increased awareness and sensitivity. The awareness itself doesn't necessarily produce consciousness, but it certainly doesn't hurt, and always boosts our sensitivity to our present experience and our contemplative efforts. Ending Unnecessary Suffering is coming out in March of 2025. To pre-order now, click the link in the description.